Oh, shoot. Hey. Hey. Hello. Y'all want to know something real crazy? I really ain't been able to take my medicine in the last 3 days. That's how y'all know something wrong with me. I ain't even been taking my medicine for real. And I always have my medicine. Not that I don't have any. I just haven't been taking it. I've been that off to where I don't even want my meds. Okay? Now, I ain't been taking my meds. Like, I normally have 2 prescriptions a day. I ain't even been on that. Like, 1 a day, maybe half. Okay? But look. But look. But look. How many times are y'all cousin, niece, sister, auntie, sister-in-law, granddaughter, niece, mama tell y'all that every time I don't feel like being on this good old internet and I just be, something happened. Hey, Pumpkin. Hey, Queen. Hey, Cindy. I did not know that the red heifers were sacrificed yesterday. And I also didn't know that Russia bombed NATO. I just found out today. But when I tell you I was in the bed, I did my class with y'all yesterday, and then I laid down, and I just didn't feel good. I just laid in the bed. Yeah. 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 Now, they keep on playing with Putin like he ain't 10 toes down. He told NATO. And he also told America. Y'all better quit playing with me. Because my weapons is better than NATO's. Who remembers him telling us that a couple months ago? Y'all remember? He said ain't nobody playing with y'all and I ain't scared of y'all. Now this made me go back to my videos back 2 years ago, February, before I ever even went viral. And I kept telling everybody, you better pay attention to Russia, 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 Israel, China. We went through the G7. 2 years ago, people said we was not going to World War. I said lies. God told me we is. I also saw that at the moment, somebody tagged me in it, the moment that the red heifers was unalived, that Big Ben, I guess, stopped, and it was some white horse and black horse that was in that was in London or somewhere. One of them represent famine and the other represent war. They was in London. Give me one moment. You just stay right there. Don't you move a muscle. You stay right there. Don't move. Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. Don't move a muscle. Just stay right there. What'd I do with it? I done moved it or dang it. Oh, it's right there in my face. You just give me one moment here. You just give me one moment. Un momento, please. You just give me one moment. Let me remember. Let me remember this. You said what now? You hold on a second. Stay over there. Don't go nowhere. I need you to stay right there. And don't go nowhere. Please and thank you. You just stay right there. Okay? That's what I need you to do. Don't move. Don't go nowhere. You just be right where you're supposed to be. You hear? Now don't go nowhere. You stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Don't do nothing. You just give me one moment here. Did you hear what I said? I said don't move. I said don't move a muscle. So got something to show you. Let's see if I can get this going the way I need it. Ah, you said that ain't the right way? I said, I heard that. I heard you say that. I thought I was doing it the right way. So let me go back and do it like this. And then do it like that. That ain't the right way either, but we about to pretend. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay. One moment. Un momento. Un momento, okay? Un momento. It was a person. Like a seer. A warrior seer. Hold on. You just wait right there. Don't go nowhere, I said. This thing got hot in here already. Look at God. It was a warrior seer. Oh shoot. It was a warrior seer that came around here and told y'all that it was about to be some bush. It was a warrior seer that didn't put her strap on right. You heard me? Oh, I got to put it under my arm. That's the problem. You just hold on a moment. My sword is malfunctioning. Just wait a damn minute here. All right, there we go. It was a warrior that came through here, came through your town. I put it on wrong. And told y'all that some stuff wasn't right. And there was something in the water. You heard me? Fair people of this town, I come to thee with news that you shall prepare for war. Get your things together, plant your gardens now, because the enemy is coming, says the king. Art thou ready? Art thy storehouses stocked with victuals? Do you have candles to light the night? Are the warriors in your homes ready? Guard your doors, the enemy is on his way. Who remembers? Y'all remember? Huh? I believe I told thou that Russia would be making war with the world. Y'all remember? They planned to smite us. But I was crazy when I said it. I was a false prophet when I said we got less than 2 years. You better get ready. I said God told me in 2020 that famine was coming. Nobody believed me then and now because because the white and black horse then showed up, and they talking about food shortage, and the eggs then been messed up, and the meat is messed up, and the fish is belly up. Now you want to believe it. But when the scroll came out and told y'all what was up, when the seer came through your city and said, hurry up and get your stuff, it was a joke. I got laughed at. I got called all kinds of horrible names for trying to tell you early that the enemy was coming. So I made jokes out of it. But ain't nothing that God told me not happened. The Antichrist is being revealed. And I said, after he come out, it's going to be all kinds of stuff. We just waiting on him. I said, and he ain't going to need the stars. Right before the Antichrist came out, I started telling y'all, oh, when the Antichrist come out, he ain't going to need these stars. They the idols, but he will be the only. What they doing right now, 2 years later? Throwing the people under the bus. Stuff that they have been inviting them to do. Protecting them while they did it. Now that the Antichrist is here, they don't need those idols anymore because he's going to be the only one. But I'm a false prophet, though. When I told y'all that I didn't want to go into the lifestyle and got every opportunity to, and I said, oh no, I know what they do in the Hollywood Hills. I brought out the book that told y'all what they do 2 years ago. I told y'all about he came to set the captives free in the Hollywood Hills and their parties and what they do and how they really don't want me. I didn't know it was called a beard at that time, but now I know. I wasn't about to be a beard for nobody. Also, I just saw a video with somebody, Jaguar Wright. Baby, listen. If everything I told y'all, I said, ooh, who remembers me telling y'all about the vision that I had about Jaden Smith? And who was there when it was happening? And then he got that deal. Who remembers me telling y'all that? Remember I told y'all I had that vision in 2012 or whatever year. That baby got that thing. I told y'all the dream I had, the vision I had. And then right after that, he was in drawers and skirts. And now Jaguar Wright then came. Now we can go back and find a video because it was years ago when I told y'all about that. And now it's coming out. I told y'all what God showed me. And I just seen it today that she talked about it. In 2013, I didn't know who Jaguar Wright was. I just really knew who she was in 2021. How about that? False prophet, where? False prophet, where? I got documentation on YouTube showing I talked about all of this stuff that is happening right now. Did I or did I not? I got called a quack, a crazy, false prophet, Jezebel, all of that. And everything God told me to tell y'all on here, this Beyonce's internet that popped up in the news. Even down to Russia. They told me I was fear-mongering, so I did. And one of the first videos I did was about Russia. Y'all remember? I got witnesses and do. And God don't never leave me without one. You said we've been tripping over here. We've been here from the beginning. You hear me? And I'm not popping my collar. I'm telling you, it is some real prophets on this planet. Real ones. And real prophets be knowing way before it happened. They gonna tell you before it happened. Russia and China are actually by Alaska. We know that, but what does that have anything to do with what we're talking about right now? We've already talked about that. We got a map right there. Trying to figure out what that has to do with what I'm talking about right now. Love you, but what does that have to do with anything? A lot of the things that we see are manipulated. Like people's views on what a real prophet look like. Come on. That's because they gonna kill him. That's why he worth more money. They don't get no money from him if he go to jail, auntie. But if he dies in a tragic accident, then the industry gets to keep all his money and all the rights to everything he owned. They don't get no money with him sitting in jail. They thought about it. No, he didn't. Because was he a prophet or was he the son of God? He's the mouthpiece for, a prophet is a mouthpiece for God. So then they can't be God. And Jesus was God in the flesh, so then no. He wasn't a prophet. He was God himself. A prophet is the mouthpiece of God. It's a difference. No, he didn't, because he wasn't. Right. Now, back to what I was saying. False prophet, where? Oh, thank you. A prophet relays the message. Jesus was the message. You said it, Nicole. No. Anyway, back to what I was saying. False prophet, where? Where? Did the famine come, y'all, that we was talking about? Did the food shortage come? Did they cut the food stamps like I told y'all they was? Did they start cutting the monies? Housing market crashing? Housing market crashing? Remember I said don't go get no big house. Stay where you can and stay where you can afford it. Because in a minute the housing market is going to crash. I said find something smaller to move into. Who remembers TT, niece, cousin, sister, daughter-in-law, whatever, saying that to you? You got a ration box from the Second Harvest Food Bank. Oh, okay. That was in 22. I said, if you can move into a smaller place, do so. Because the housing market is going to crash. It's 2 years later. Is that not what's going on? It's too expensive for people. So now people are having to do exactly what I said 2 years ago, which is move into a smaller place because they can't afford their houses, right? I said, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. Because in a minute, you're going to be happy you didn't go get that big house. In a minute, you're going to be happy you didn't go get that high mortgage. Y'all remember? Sending a renewal for food stamps, never heard back from them. Somebody else just told me that too, that they taking forever. Because it ain't about to be no funds. Because I told y'all they going to be used for the what? Raw. I told y'all they was about to make all these cuts so that they could pay for the raw. Did we not talk about that? Did we? We talked about cargo not moving. And Isabel, I believe, told us she knows somebody that work at the ports in Cali, and they're laying people off because it's not enough cargo. And then the cargo ships start getting hijacked and stuff. Spell it backwards. Okay, worldwide. So what is it that God has had us talk about here so far that you haven't seen come to pass? How many things have we talked about and we were alarmed, but we didn't get stunned and not move. We got into action. Our statement for about a year was, don't be scared, get prepared. We not scared, we prepared. Now folks are running out trying to hurry up and get all kind of stuff that's sitting and wait. Action versus reaction. Come on. Amazon is one of the biggest booksellers. They started out as a book company. And I said, y'all hurry up and get this information because in a minute we ain't going to have no access to it. The largest bookseller in the world don't got no OTPs. And everything in the OTP is talking about what's happening right now in our world. I wonder why they don't have it. We've been doing this 2 years, over 2 years. We ain't never had to wait 3 weeks, 4 weeks for no books to come back in stock. And now they don't even have a thing saying just out of stock. It don't even show nothing unless it's the singles. Now they are pushing the Old Testament Supergrapha by other people. I didn't even know there was other people that had wrote an Old Testament Supergrapha until right now. I looked, I said, where does OTP come from? Who is this author? Vittles was cheap and now they ain't cheap. We talked about that, didn't we? I said famine ain't just not having no food. I said famine is also the food being too expensive for you to buy. Remember? So you can buy less food for more money. Who remembers us talking about that? It's 2024. You don't see as many people doing all those expensive crab boils and stuff anymore, do you? Now people are making one-pot meals, things with rice, and all sorts of other things. You do not see all those expensive meals that you used to see people making online. Matter of fact, they ain't even hopping on wasting their money buying rotten duck eggs. Now the cooking videos is make whatever you go out to eat, make it at home. Was I not saying that? Many restaurants, businesses are closed. But what did I tell y'all? I said me and my kids, I didn't have money like that. So I used to go online, get the recipe, and make whatever it was at home. That way we can eat it every day. Who remembers that being my testimony when I first came on here? Y'all remember me telling y'all that? I said, then you can eat it for longer. Is that not what the whole making the In-N-Out burger at home is? Is that not what making Raising Cane's at home is? Making the viral such and such at home. They was not making it. They was going and buying it 2 years ago and telling y'all and buying 2 and 3 sandwiches to compare. They not comparing that stuff now. They just making it at home. You said Raising Cane's. My niece just asked me to go. No thanks. Just got my soap making kit today. Okay. Okay. And selling you a cookbook. Come on. Come on. I grind my own beef now. I don't trust the store-bought stuff. Come on, Fritz! Yeah, that's funny because somebody just commented on my meat video. They talking about brains. I did not know. Well, good. It ain't for everybody. But now that you see. And do. Moving on. Anyway. And do. Can I ask y'all a question? In all reality, now do y'all see why I was begging y'all? Now do y'all see why I was begging y'all to learn how to do as much stuff as you can for yourself? Don't do that. Who remembers me begging y'all to learn to do it yourself? I just got one question for you. If he did what he said he's going to do to NATO, if he did what he said, did y'all see that damn explosion? It damn near looked like it took out a whole like city. Like, did y'all see it? How the hell NATO gonna protect us if they can't even protect their own damn self? And he clearly said his weapons is bigger than NATO's. He said, I have better weapons than NATO. Go look at that explosion. They was trying to kill the president. Polinsky. It's not about what the war is over. It could have been over a fly, Jay. That's not the issue. This is foretold. The issue is over something that happened between Jacob and Esau a long, long time ago and all their descendants that have spread out all over the world. It ain't a new beef. This beef is thousands of years old. And it has to happen so that the destruction of the world can happen. Period. Me and my daughter were talking about that today. I found out how almond milk was made. You hear me? You hear me? All you got to do I think it's somebody. Yep, old beef and putting this explaining it in an interview. Yep. See, this is the thing, family. When you stop worrying about the part that don't have nothing to do with you, okay, and remember that this was foretold in the Bible. See, people keep trying to talk about the Bible as a fake book. Well, how is it if the Bible is a fake book and all made up, that everything that they said was going to happen and the people that it was going to happen with, why is it happening then? If Jesus ain't real, if God ain't real, if the sky is fake and all of that, why is it that every single thing that God said is happening with the people that he said it was going to happen with? I'm just waiting on the lie. God said that at the end times, after the Antichrist was going to be revealed, that it was going to be famine. It was going to be war. Mothers against their daughters, fathers against their sons. Economic crash, a one world currency. Like Bitcoin and all of that. Like this Fed now, electronic money. God told us famine was coming. We prepared. God told us that the electrical grid was going to be faulty. We prepared. God told us that the water was going to be bad. We prepared. God told us we might not be able to go outside. We prepared. God told us we might not be able to rent our apartments and stay in our homes. We prepared. I just left a live on TikTok and they started arguing about the Bible. I removed myself and looked at the Holy Spirit. And that's why I don't let people come over here and talk crazy. Because some folks just be wanting to argue. And they just be saying stupid stuff. And I don't got time for that. That's why I don't let nobody in my life. Hell no. Nope. Because it don't even be about the word. It be about who know more. How are you teaching people when you arguing? Get out of my life. Go away. Go. This is why I say if you know so much, and I do be trying to be petty, go teach your own class. Why you got to come teach in mine? Because ain't nobody listening to you. That's why you want to come teach in my class and try to ask questions that you get when you leave here. I bet you your chest don't be poked out. I know it don't. I've deflated a many. I don't let people in my life. I just said that. You might not have been here for that part. I'm not here to compete, right? I'm here to tell y'all what God told me to tell y'all and get off of here and go lay in my bed. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to tell y'all to save y'all money. Don't spend all your money. And if you do, buy things that are valuable, that are going to be valuable in the next 2 years. That was, and maybe that's why I don't be feeling like being on here, because pretty much everything I'm supposed to say is recorded. Because now it's just like repetitive. Because it's all happening. Y'all be surprised, but y'all don't be surprised. We already know who he is, Miss Renisha. Look up the Jews found in Messiah. Do I ever go into other lives? No. What do you mean, go into their lives and listen? No. I barely be on this here internet when I get off of this internet. I work on here now. It ain't really fun to me to be on the internet. It's not. Because it's a lot of monkey see, monkey do. And I'm going to be honest with you. I be a little irritated because people still be coming over here in my class and watch it and then going and taking stuff and doing whatever they want to do, which it ain't my word, but you could at least cite where you heard it. You know what I'm saying? If you going to do host, I'm going to tell y'all the craziest thing is when people send me videos of stuff that I went viral for. Can I tell you that? Sometimes I just shake my head. Y'all do realize this is the videos that I used to be posting before, right? And this is all that I'm talking to you about. This is everything that we talk about in class. Why is y'all sending me what we've been studying about for 2 years? People will send me other people's videos about people talking about the Giants. Really? For what? And I'm not trying to be funny, but for what? I know. I'm the person that got called crazy when I started making the connections and folks didn't want to hear about it. And it's 2 years later. I already know. And that's not me being cocky. I just be like, and that's why sometimes I'm going to be honest. Some stuff, like I get 30 seconds, 10 seconds through it, and I'll be like, y'all do realize this is what I teach you every day, right? And I didn't just start studying it a year ago. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I didn't have pastors calling me crazy for damn near 15 years about all of this. It just got popular now. And that might seem cocky. I'm not trying to be. It's the truth. Ain't that crazy that when you tell the truth, they try to tell you being prideful or cocky? No, I'm telling the truth. Y'all know what else I gotta constantly do, and I didn't realize it needs to be something I do? Go through the people you may know list. Now let me ask you a question. Do TikTok work like Facebook and stuff? Because if I'm not friends with another person, why is they coming up in my people I might know? Does that mean that they've been on my page? Huh? It does. And I've been happily blocking all of them. Especially if you was caught up in my family mess. Oh, yeah, blocked. I done blocked pretty much all my family members. And if you in here watching, don't let me find your name because I'm blocking you too. Oh, okay. Because I went through my people I might know. I'm like, I'm not even friends with them on no other social media. How would you know that I know them? Unless they didn't been over here. And I kindly blocked about 15 people just before I got on here. I don't have their phone numbers or nothing. I do not talk to these people and probably ain't talked to them in 15 years. I'm not friends with them on none of my other social media. So how would you know that I might know them? I don't have their numbers. That's what I'm telling you. I don't have nothing of them. I ain't talked to these people in 15 years. You know how many numbers I done had in 15 years? Y'all not listening to me. These people are not in my contacts. I do not have contact with them. That means your number, if I don't talk to you, your number do not need to be in my phone. I'm not taking up space with a person I don't talk to. Soon your number is blocked and deleted. They don't have, listen, this person has absolutely none of my contact information. Why would they have my number? And I ain't talked to them in almost 2 decades. I done had 2-3 numbers in the last 5 years. So, pay attention to that. I was trying to figure out how they ended up on TikTok. Now, when I used to have other social media, are you supposed to correct? No, you don't correct nobody. Emily, who are you? No. God corrects people. You just supposed to teach. And if they not saying what's true, you need to move around and quit listening to it. Why is you listening to people that ain't teaching? I don't correct nobody. I let them say what they gonna say. Well, you want to argue with folks? I ain't trying to argue. Okay. Well, if you want to get into arguments, Emily, go right ahead, honey. I'm not about to do that with nobody. I let people think what they gonna think because God is gonna take care of them. You don't need to. God said he the judge, so who are you to say they not tell them what? Because see, this is the thing. That could go a couple of different ways, because if they not teaching what your organization believes is true, or if your organization is only teaching half word, then what? Because it was pastors telling people not to listen to me because angels don't have reproductive organs and the Bible says that they do. So who should you correct, and how do you know if what they teaching is right if you don't even have all the information? There's pastors telling people that God's word is not true while hooping and hollering and asking for money. It's not your job to chastise them. No. Well, listen, honey, do whatever you want. I'm over here to teach. Everything else is extra to me. I'm sorry. Listen, I ain't got time for that. And that's why I tell people, listen, most people have only read the Bible. And they ain't even read that fully. And most people that read the Bible don't study the Bible. They be trying to correct somebody else. And they don't even understand what they be reading, because they don't got the rest of the story. If you trying to correct them and you only read the KJV, I wouldn't do it. Because if somebody came and told you that Adam and Eve's daughters was named this and that because it ain't in your KJV, you might tell them, oh, that's not the truth. That ain't in the word. Okay, but it is. It's just not in that rundown, watered down Bible that you got. You know how many people told me that I shouldn't read the book of Enoch because it wasn't in the Bible, even though Enoch was mentioned? They don't even believe the Bible that they read, because Jesus said even all of the things that he did couldn't be written down in one book. They say that's the only word of God, and it was 12 disciples, and we only got about 5 of their stories. Where the other ones at? You mean they didn't have a scribe walking around? They was the only disciples in the beginning, and God didn't have no book for them? That's not the truth. You're not supposed to read that because it's not in my KJV. Well, what about the Bibles that came before the KJV that had it? Like the first KJV. The book, well, now it's missing 14. So how can you even judge and say that you judging right and you ain't even got all the story? I just be wanting to know. Listen. All I'm here to do is plant seeds, and hopefully you go looking for God for yourself. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to correct nobody and tell them nothing. I am here, and first of all, I ain't about to be arguing with nobody, because I know what God told me, and I know what He has taken me to. Hey, mama. I know what God has taken me to, so I can't worry about what nobody else is doing. Do y'all see me worried about? I just be telling y'all, be careful going to these synagogues of Satan. But that kind of lines up with what we talked about today in Matthew 3 and Matthew 23 about these people put all these rules. Emily, you do know that you don't call people and God does, right? Did you call them or did God call them? You didn't call nobody, God called them. So you don't get to say who should be teaching and who shouldn't. It didn't say the people that Emily knew in the womb before they was formed. It said, I knew you and I chose your purpose. You don't get to tell somebody who gets to teach and who don't. It's not your job. You overstepping and you putting yourself in God's place. Or did you not know? You didn't call them. God called them. And so you don't get to say who get to teach and who don't, because you're not God. Moving on from that. Listen. Oh, you in here to argue. You want to argue? I ain't arguing with you. You just mad because you don't know what I know. So you don't know it, so you say it ain't right, Pumpkin. But it's okay. Gotta open your understanding at one point in time. Ooh, We don't add people, Miss Will. We don't do that. Absolutely not. Love you, Pumpkin. We don't add people. We don't. I'm the only one gonna address them. I got you, babe. I don't need no moderators or nothing. I got you. See, I told you, I'm used to this. She here on a new train. Oh, she want to argue. You see? You know what's crazy? She popping up off the page. Y'all remember what we read today in Matthew 23? About these people that try to put all these laws and stuff on you. Please don't at them, her, y'all. If you supposed to be in my life, please don't at them, because then that make them want to stay. But ain't that her falling up off the page? Didn't we just read about her today in our morning class in Matthew 23? Did we or did we not? About them putting all these laws and rules and they don't even know them? Pop up. Every time. Thank you, Dad. I guess they think because they tell me I shouldn't be teaching that I should not. She just mad because nobody want to listen to her. It's okay. I get it. And probably her pastor either, because they telling the same lies everybody else been telling. It's all right. Listen, honey. I'm not supposed to be teaching, but God used me to teach the world. You hear me? It's millions and millions and millions of people that went and bought the lost books of the Bible in the last 2 years. It's millions and millions of people that went and bought Jasher and the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha and God knows how many books. God knows who to call. I've been teaching pastors for a long time, Pumpkin. That's why you shouldn't view what you don't know, because I could have been and taught your pastor. You just don't know. They be in here We got plenty of pastors in here. What you don't know. Bishops. And they got whole churches. And then they go back and teach what I teach. What scriptures? Huh? Oh, you didn't know? We got plenty of ministers in here. Mm-hmm. Poor baby. You just didn't know. Pastors didn't quit teaching and reform their whole churches. Girls, sit down somewhere. What? Huh? We done sold Amazon now how many times? You said what now? And now they don't even got no more of the damn books. What? Girl, have a seat. We don't care. Huh? The sad part is, I told y'all, they are so used to acting like Christians that they don't know how to have a relationship. You hear me? And they so used to seeing these fake pastors out here saying the same thing. They can go to every church. We've already done it. We've already been there. You hear me? We don't want religion. So people that still want religion get real irritated when they come over here. But as you can see, like we read about the Pharisees and the Sadducees earlier today, Jesus didn't really want nothing to do with them. He called them vipers. Poisonous, dangerous snakes. Because when John the Baptist was baptizing and when Jesus and them was doing their search, the church folks always had something to say about it. Instead of getting busy, getting souls for the kingdom, they was wanting to argue. And what people be mad about is I'm out here snatching souls for the Lord, honey. And y'all church still empty. Folks that's not having premarital sex, they getting off drugs and alcohol. All kinds of stuff. They not depressed no more. They had their purse full of pills when they was going to your church. And they didn't throw them down the toilet over here, honey, because where Jesus is, it's real healing. Got whole babies going down in Jesus' name. 6 and 7-year-olds saying, I'm going to get baptized because I'm going to Jesus. I'm going to heaven with God. TTR, God real? Stop it. Go away. Living up to your Pharisee and Sadducee type of lives, huh? Go ahead, live your best life. I'm not worried about who thinks I'm fit to teach. I'm only worried about the person that told me to teach. You hear me? They too worried about looking like a Christian and acting like a Christian or a follower of God than actually being that. We got relationship over here. Relationship and religion is two different things. If you get up and go to work every day, that could be religion, honey. It's just repetitive actions. Like when y'all go to church and y'all hearts ain't there, God said that. Y'all bodies is in the house, but y'all hearts and y'all minds is far from him. And if y'all doing so much, why did he say that the shepherds is waxing fat, but his sheep is starving? He said, oh, wait a minute. The harvest is ready, but the laborers, the real ones, is few. So all these folks running their mouth talking about they saved and sanctified, where your work at? Where your souls at? How many baptisms you done had? How many people that can they say that listening to you and sitting with you got them closer to God and not involved in church? How many of them really started reading and studying the Bible and understand how it applies to their life instead of just looking like a Christian, but going behind closed doors and doing everything the devil tell them to do? I'm listening. We see what the pastors is doing. It's coming out. And they sound like God. Have you been swallowed. But they act saved. And the Lord said, blah, 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 blah. They got it down to a science, but ain't living nothing. They give y'all a false sense of saved, but they not living nothing. Hanging out with the devil, taking money from the devil, living secret lives while they got wives. Stop it. We don't care about looking like no Christian. When God cracked this sky open, we want our souls to be right. And it don't look like Jesus' disciples didn't look like the church people either. That's why the church people was trying to kill them. Remember, it was the Sadducees and the Pharisees. Y'all remember? I think my thing is still on the. Let's look and see, excuse me, who the Pharisees and the Sadducees was. If we can go back here. Let's go here. Let me see. Go down here to Matthew 3. In the footnotes, it says, let me see. Hold on. Let's look up the whole version of this. Let's see who it says that they were. This ain't the one we read earlier. Let me see. Down here in the notes, it says the Pharisees were a group of Jews. They thought that they obeyed all God's rules. They thought they did not do any wrong things. The Sadducees were an important group of Jewish leaders at the time of Jesus, and yet God was always telling them something about themselves. The Pharisees and the Sadducees. That's Matthew 3. You want to look at the footnotes, honey. So the church folks didn't agree with what Jesus was teaching, but they knew the word. Well, as a matter of fact, it was the church people, and I say this all the time, that put out the hit on Jesus and paid for it with the church's money, with the offering. The 33 coins that came from the church, huh? Or did you not know? Oh, okay. He called them dangerous, murderous vipers because they was going to murder him. And he knew it. He knew they was going to put a hit on him with the church money. That's why he went in there before that, kicking over tables and beating folks, calling them money changers and talking about how they done made his house into a den of thieves. Oh, no, not the church folks, where you can't get nothing for free. Not even a parking space or a bottle of water. But I shouldn't be teaching. Honey, I started a whole organization where I give, matter of fact, people be mad at me because I give stuff away that they send in here. I'm still living the same life I was living before TikTok. Ain't nothing upgraded in my life, and I still live in the same place. Sleeping in the same bed, wearing the same pajamas and same clothes. Only reason I had to get new pajamas because I didn't got fat. Other than that, still living the same way. Now ask a pastor to pastor for free and see what they tell you. Ask them to go without a paycheck for 2 years and see what they gonna do. I bet you they don't. And they damn sure ain't about to give all the money away that you send in the church. out to the people of the neighborhood because they churches be big and fat, but the neighborhoods be struggling and starving. But they always got that offering played out. And the same people that give can't get nothing from there. I don't think you should be teaching, and I don't think you should be in my damn class. I think you need to find something to do. Sadducee and Pharisee. Crazy. I told y'all these books intimidate people. For those of you that ain't never seen all of them. And even when I didn't have this many, they was intimidated. And they don't know God led me to all the books I got because I said, I want to know. I'm tired of this fake stuff. I'm tired of this fake stuff, honey. Who told me what? But before y'all start this, I come from a Pentecostal family. My grandmother was one of the first women in the Pentecostal assemblies of the world, PAW. She was one of the first women pastors with her own church. I just want y'all to know that. So all the people y'all grandmas look up to, bishop this and bishop that, they used to stay in my grandmother's house when they came to the councils and when they came to teach at her church. And when my grandmother made waffles, I was sitting across the table from them. Everybody that know all these big bishops from the 80s and the 90s, you hear me? I sat with a lot of them. And when we went to the convention, my grandmother most times was up on the panel. We got picked to speak at the conventions. My brothers won awards and was the first to be picked in all of this, in all of the conventions. So when folks come over here talking, they don't know what they be talking about. I was even still teaching pastors up until right before this. One of my friends had a mega church, honey, and was under the Jakes and all of that in that whole organization, calling me getting messages, babe, what you don't know. But because I'm not up here talking about, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, oh, hallelujah, stop. Folks is tired of that. They tired. They want God for real. Y'all want to know why the churches are not filled up? Because people are tired of coming to church and feeling like they ain't never going to get to God. Do you hear me? They tired. Do you understand? People are tired of fake. You telling me how I'm not saved, but can we get in your closet? And then once we do, now it's, oh, I can't believe, Pastor. I can't believe it. Why? Why? Because they can't get up in there and tell y'all what they really struggling with. Because y'all self-righteous selves will rip them to shreds. I wouldn't tell y'all tales nothing either. Can't hold water. Somebody come and confess something to you, and everybody in the church gonna know. They say if you want to get something out, tell somebody in the church. And I know, because I was in them for about 22 years. Pastor's assistants and everything. I seen it all. All of the, I like you because you praise me, and so I'm going to put you up on here, and you don't go along with my plan, so you're set down. I seen it and went through all of that. But once I understood that the pastor can't tell me I'm saved, and the pastor can't put me into heaven, and just because I sit on that pew every single Sunday and Tuesday and be in the usher board and this and that don't mean I'm going to heaven. If my heart ain't right, if my mind is far away from God, and if once I leave I'm a different person, then I didn't care what nobody said after that, because you ain't the one that's going to tell me to go to heaven or hell, so your view of me don't matter. If I'm doing what you like, I'm not getting into heaven. Come on. You hear me? You hear me? But if I'm doing what God like, that's going to get me where I need to go. Y'all better get it together. Folks be thinking they pastors is getting them into heaven, honey, and the pastors might not even make it. From what we read earlier today in Matthew 23. With y'all putting all these rules and laws on people that they can't even. You hear me? Crazy. They mad because we free, and they not. They mad because people actually listen to us and we don't got to call around. They mad because when people come over here, their lives is really changed. I would be mad too. Probably. I don't know. You said it's about salvation. That's what we get here. Come on, Michelle. Hallelujah. It is hell. Never gonna let these problems get me down. Sadducees and Pharisees, go your way, because we don't care. Hallelujah, anyhow. What? Go away. Ain't nobody got no time for that. Listen. God had to bring something new. Jesus. Because if he would have left it to the church, wouldn't nobody have been saved? You said not me clapping, and will. If he would have left it in the hands of the pastors, that's why he had to anoint his own oil and put his own umbilical cord and his own blood and cells in his oil that the whore had, that she dropped on his feet. Because wasn't no pastors holy enough or clean enough to do so back then. So he anointed the oil himself when he was born at 8 days old. You hear me? Because wasn't none of the pastors around holy enough to pray over the oil that God was going to anoint himself with for death. Why he didn't use one of y'all pastors? It was plenty around. Plenty of religious leaders when Jesus got crucified. But he didn't think none of them was holy enough to pray over no oil to anoint him. So he anointed himself at 8 years old. He put his blood and his DNA in the oil of spikenard. And then he let the loose woman of the night pour it on his feet, and not none of y'all holy pastors. I wonder why. Since women ain't supposed to minister, a woman ministered to God before his death. God himself in the flesh. He didn't use a man to minister to him. He used a woman. And he also told her some of his secrets too. Maybe because he know hoes know how to hold secrets. And the church folks don't. Moving on. I'll be right back. You said what? Jesus had the hoes holding secrets because the church people couldn't. Amen. Hallelujah. Oh. Not only did he tell the hoes, he told the robbers, the murderers, the drunkards, the wine bibbers. Them is the people he called his homeboys. Ain't that crazy? Not all the super sanctified folks. They knew the secrets, he said. He said he took his disciples and all of them niggas wasn't no good. They was from the streets. People that church folks will poop on right now. He told them the secrets that the Pharisees and the Sadducees didn't even know. Ain't that crazy? Oh, okay. y'all. Listen. Let me leave these folks alone. They come over here messing with me, though. I'm going to go mess with y'all. Don't see CERCA commenting nothing under nobody's page unless it's laughter, hearts, or funny stuff. When people are teaching stuff that I don't agree with, I don't even take my time to comment on their stuff because I don't give it no energy. But you know what? It's real crazy. That post that I put up of Jaguar White about the trolls. Didn't I say that? Have I not been saying that? I kind of used to say it a little different. I said, you like sticking your finger in your backside and putting it in your mouth. Because you do realize that whether you breathe it or not, it don't affect my life at all. I don't even know who you are. So you can't really feel like your opinion matters to me. Remember we talked about trolls and how trolls are not a great thing and they're stinky and got like booger snot running down their mouths and nobody really wants to sit by them? And you want to be a troll. Well, if that's what you aspire to be, a stinky, vile thing that we can smell you coming from a long mile away, like, I mean, if that's what you want to do with your life. All right, sores on them. Eating garbage. Oh, okay. Well, be a troll then. Everybody got to have their place, I guess. You ain't got nothing else better to do but be worried about a person that ain't worried about you. That's funny. You said they stink up the room every time they come in here and do stuff. You can't just be happy that somebody is learning about Jesus. You want to try to control how they learn about him. We don't live in a controlled environment over here. We are free in the Lord. And I know y'all Christians don't be knowing nothing about that, but we like the followers of Jesus. See, the Sadducees and the Pharisees had so many laws, they wasn't never going to get to God. Never. Anyway, back to what I was saying about the war. It's here, family. And it don't matter who think we crazy, we prepared. You hear me? Oh, Miss Denise, I still cuss them out. I just don't have the energy. I've been irritated for the last couple of days. I still cuss them out. I still will. I've grown, but I ain't crazy. I still will cuss them out. Pray for me, girl. Just pray for me, because I still, depending on the day, especially don't let it be a mean week. They gonna catch hell that day, I promise. I'm still me, girl. I ain't changed. God is working on me, but he knew before he ever gave me this position over here how I was gonna be. I told him I'll teach, but I don't want to teach in church because the stuff I say, they not going to let me do that in there. They'll be and kill me, unalive me. I got to teach out in the wilderness and eat locusts and stuff. And wear camel's hair. Out here with the wild things. I'm out here with the wildlings in the wild. You can't bring that church stuff out here in the wild. They'll eat you alive. He had some folks that was going to teach in the church and some folks that was going to be carrying this right here. Where it go? What I do with it? Well, let's just get CERCA knocking water. Hey, CERCA. Sorry you're over here. Oh, let me not forget. Because, see, it's a lot of Christians that don't know nothing about spiritual battle. But that ain't that over here. We got our shield of faith and our sword of righteousness and whatever else. I can't remember all of the where it go, but y'all know. The helmet of salvation. And we got, yeah, we ready. And see, when they come over here, they don't know that I got a whole armory over there. ready to chop folks where they need to be chopped at. All sizes. I got giant swords for giant enemies. I got medium-sized swords for medium enemies. I got bow and arrows. You know what I'm saying? For the enemies that's afar off. You know what I'm saying? Huh? You said what now? You said I got giant swords and double-edged swords for the double-tongued folks. I got double-edged swords for the double-tongued folks. And I got giant swords for the giant folks. You ain't saying? I'm ready. She ready. You said what now? Oh, okay. I got medium-sized swords for the medium-sized ones. You just, who you need me for? Just tell me. Just go on and tell me right now. I got a double-edged sword for the snake tongue, folks. You know what I'm saying? For the Slytherins. You know. Those folks. Huh? You said what now? War is coming! I've need to go to the next town, to the next province, to let them know early that war is upon us. You say what? No, I cannot stay with thee. Go in your homes, close up, and get your food ready. What do you mean? Leave me alone. Trying to help my peoples. Y'all got other things to do, like argue about the world. I ain't got time for that. I need to get the peoples ready because the enemy is on his way. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got to do. That's what I'm doing. Galloping through the neighborhoods. Through the trap houses and through the strip clubs and through the liquor stores. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hit all these places so that they know time is short. And God is real. And what he said is gonna happen. It's happening. And the few that stayed over here have watched day in and day out the things that we study, the ancient cities and everything. It has all come to pass. We just waiting on the ending. Just think if I would have listened to people. God has used us to help over 1 million people around the world probably be prepared for this famine that nobody believed was coming 2 years ago, and now it's here. He allowed us. Because now all they keep talking about is hitting our infrastructure. Who been hearing that? Our electrical plants, and our water plants, and our internet. And we talked about it not being no internet. We talked about it not being no water. And we talked about it not being no electricity. And And now 2 years later, all we hearing is they're going to attack our infrastructure. They're going to attack our infrastructure. They're going to attack our infrastructure. That's all we been hearing. Can't run a nuke if you ain't got no electricity and no water. And the internet to connect to all the servers to hit go. Right? Aren't those 3 things that you need? And we talked about it not being no internet. We talked about it not being no TikTok and all of this stuff. You said hacked water tower in Texas the other day. Oh, okay. There's also been chemical spills into the water sources, and all of them are major water sources that connect to other water sources. Right? All of that wasn't going on 2 years ago. We talked about it and then it started happening. And then it was like every 6 months there was a water source that was being poisoned. But we had already bought these. God told us the eggs was going to go bad. We bought powdered eggs prior to that. God told us it wasn't going to be no milk. We bought powdered milk before. And then they started saying that the milk wasn't no good, snatching it off the shelves. God told us that the meat was going to go bad. And we went to all the food banks and went and bought as much canned meat and started drying meat. And then they said the meat is bad. And that summer they took it off all the shelves across the country. And you walk into Walmart or Kroger or Piccadilly or whatever store you went to, and wasn't no meat, wasn't no cold cuts, wasn't nothing in the fresh meat section. But we had already stocked up on canned meat and stuff, dehydrated meat, didn't we? Right. Ain't no wildlife. I'm just saying. God told us it wasn't going to be no vegetables, and then they started killing off all the farmers' farms, and as you start being all these farmers warring with the government because they telling them to destroy their crops and destroy their eggs and pour out the milk and say it wasn't none. After we talked about it. Y'all remember? Farmers all over the world were saying their crops was failing because they were spraying them with some kind of chemical, the drones, in the middle of the night while they couldn't pay attention. So then that black man and a few others were shooting down drones. God told us. We didn't have to listen, but we did. And we started dehydrating vegetables and buying seeds and starting to grow our own vegetables. We're not confused. We're not deceived. As a matter of fact, we're informed. Right? What has God left us in the dark about? Okay. We ain't having to run out and buy nothing. My brother called me crazy for years, and just the other day he goes, I think she was right. Costco pushing survival stuff. Maybe we should get more. What young inmate say? Ooh. Ain't that how she said? Ooh. So you was crazy for years, and now they talking about Costco pushing survival stuff. Walmart, Target, Walgreens. Y'all got Osco? Is it Osco? I don't think it's called Osco. Maybe it is. I don't know. Whatever that other place is called. Costco, where I'm at, had water straws on sale, and the people walked right past them. I know they did. I don't know, because I don't care about any of that. And we're not talking about any of that right now. Look. It's not what I'm talking about. I don't be worried about it. I don't even concern myself with that stuff. Honestly. The only person I be trying to listen to is God for real. Because he ain't let me wrong. And so that's why when people be like, you should go watch this person. And no, I'm not trying to be funny, but why? When I could just go straight to the source that keeps giving me all the information that I need, and it has helped so many people way before TikTok. And I'm not trying to be funny, like I can't listen to nobody else. But God already be giving me the information. As a matter of fact, he's not just giving it to me now. That's what a prophet does. See, they see visions and dreams. I have this stuff written down about the wars and the bombs going off and all of that. It's all here in my journals from 10, 15 years ago, 12 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years ago. So right now, I'm just watching a script that God gave me be played out in the movie theater. That's what's happening in my life right now. And that's why sometimes I withdraw, because it was different when he was just showing me in my dreams in 2000, 2005, 2015, 2020. But now in 2020 through 20, and it's been happening, I'm just saying those years. We'll say that. Now that it is actually popping up and I can go back to my journals and see, oh my God, this is what that dream was about. That's why I really don't be watching the news and stuff, because I already know. And I'm not saying like, oh, I already know down to the day. No, but God told me these things were coming. God showed me in my dreams 5 years ago what's happening, and it's crazy to see it in real time. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's difficult a little bit too, because it's like, ooh. Oh, shoot. Wait a minute, Dad. I didn't know it was going to happen this fast. So 1/13/2021. Y'all know this is my old journal. This is my 2021 journal. Okay? Look what I wrote, and I'm just going to show y'all. And this is the stuff I used to be on when I was by myself. I didn't have nobody to talk to or whatever. I just be reading. It says in the Haggadah, it says that Israel is the exact center of the earth, and the temple is at the direct center of Jerusalem. 1/13/2021, 7:44. Israel, you said, is at the direct center of the earth. Isn't that interesting? What else happened right where that temple is that we read? Who remembers? They can tell us about the North and the South Pole. Oh, okay. I'm trying to find one of my dreams in here. Oh, these is all messages about that ex-husband, honey. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for one of my dreams. This is a lot about me talking to God about a whole bunch of stuff. This is all about my divorce. Let's get past this. I was reading about the cosmic letters. What else? This is my life. The temple was destroyed. What about the temple? Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for a dream. I know it's one in here. But this is all my marriage stuff. I need to fast forward past this. Ooh, but maybe I need to go back and read some of this. We're going to go to my 2020. Yeah, we'll go to my 2020. That is, no. That's, I almost been divorced 3 years, so that's a good thing. Y'all, I used to write so much. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. Oh, wow. That's the dream I had about the coronavirus. That's crazy. Oh, y'all. Sorry, give me a second. You know how who been going back through their journal? And I'm looking for dreams, but goodness gracious. I forgot I wrote all of this. That's crazy. Wow. I'm sorry, y'all. I might have to get off of here and go read some of this. Because look at God. Y'all. I know. Elisha replied, hear the word of the Lord. This was 4/4/2020. This is what the Lord said. About this time tomorrow, a seah of the finest flour will sell for a shekel, and 2 seahs of barley for a shekel at the gate of Samaria. The officer on whose something the king was leaning said to the man of God, look, even if the Lord should open the floodgates of heavens, could this happen? You will see it with your own eyes, answered Elijah, but you will not eat of any of it. Now there were 4 men with leprosy at the entrance of the city gate, and they said to each other, why stay here until we die? If we say we will go into the city, the famine is there, and we will die. And if we stay here, we will die. So let us go over to the camp of the Arameans and surrender. If they spare us, we will live. So this is 2 Kings 7, and I wrote this down at 12:31 p.m. on 4/4/2020, talking about famine. I gotta cover up one person's name here. Y'all see the date? Y'all see it? I know that looked like a 9, but it's not. It's a 4. 2 Kings 7. And what's it talking about? Y'all see it? Huh? Hello. I'm about to go back and read some of this stuff. All right. Guess what I was studying on 7/16 of 2020? Oh. The 7 bowls of God's wrath. 8/23, 7/16, 2020. The 7 bowls of God's wrath. You see it? Huh? You see it? Let's read what it say. Then I heard a loud voice from the temple saying to the 7 angels, go pour out the 7 bowls of God's wrath on the earth. And the first angel went and poured out his bowl on the land, and ugly festering sores broke out on the people who had the mark of the beast and worshipped his image. The second angel poured out his bowl on the sea, and it turned into blood like that of a dead person, and everything living in the sea died. The third angel poured out his bowl on the rivers and the springs of water, and they became blood. Have the waters not been turning red lately in the last 2 years? What about the fish and stuff dying in the seas and in the rivers and stuff? Then a third angel poured out his bowl on the rivers and springs of water, and they became blood. And then I heard the angel in charge of the waters say, "You are just in judgment, O Holy One, you who are and who were, for they have shed the blood of your holy people and your prophets, and you have given them blood to drink." And then 7/24/2020, I said, Lord, I just want to say that this is really scary. Everything you said is coming true. Lord, I thank you for my girls and thank you for all that show me. Please encamp your hands around my other baby and all my kids. Thank you for keeping that man safe. And thank you for keeping me safe. It's called Red Tide. Hmm. Oh! Oh! All right, then I'm gonna get out of here. I need to find my dreams. A lot of them is mixed around because y'all know they all in these books. I ain't ran into one, but this is interesting. 8:54, 7/28 of 2020. So 8:54 p.m. I said the world has been blinded by the lure of wealth and the plot of riches, so much so that they don't even see the cashless society that is upon us. 7/28/2020 at 8:54 p.m. The world has been blinded by the lure of wealth and the plot of riches, so much so that they don't even see the cashless society that is upon us. Huh? What they talking about is Fed Now and Bitcoin and what's the other thing? And now everywhere you go, they say we don't take cash for the most part. This was 7/28/2020 when they were still taking cash everywhere. They just wasn't taking change. Oh. 8/1/2020. Life has changed so much in 2020. Life has come to a halt, just like you said. Food is rationed and the world is in chaos. Plagues, murder, lasciviousness, pride, arrogance, the love of money, and everything you said. I'm sorry, we are so evil. I'm sorry for the whole human race. Oh, God. I used to be going through it. Wow. You said he couldn't find an ATM to get no money. I believe it. Uh-uh. Wow. Mm. Yeah. Listen. This is the thing, right? Ugh. Maybe I don't need to go through those journals. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe I really don't need it. Maybe I do, but maybe I don't. Cause y'all, I'm dang near scared. And see, I don't write my stuff in order. I just flip open the book and write wherever it lands. So it ain't no telling where and when, but what's that say? You see it? You see it? What's the date right there? We ain't in no book. I'm just going through my journals and looking. I probably really do need to go through here and look and see what I was in here. I'm trying to find some of my dreams in between all the crazy stuff. I used to have to try to hide them from that man. Because he used to be going through my stuff. All right. It says, reading Nostradamus, I read a few of the random quatrains. We outside, came back in, and most of what I read has either happened or is happening. I'm scared to read because as soon as I read, it's happening. But I did read something just now that said that the treaty between Egypt and Israel won't last long. I'm going to read that again. This was 10/10/2019 at 7:23. Reading Nostradamus, I read a few of the random quatrains. We outside, come back in, and most of what I read has either happened or is happening. Sometimes I'm scared to read because as soon as I read, it's happening. But I did read something just now that said that the treaty between Egypt and Israel would not last long. Wasn't that treaty just up recently? And that was 2019. That's important to what's going on because the UAE just bought a part of Egypt, didn't they? The water that would give them direct access to Israel. Didn't the UAE just give Egypt money? That just happened in the last couple months. And we looked at where they bought the land at, and it gives them direct access to to Israel through the water. So God told me to read 10-10-2019 about Egypt and Israel's thing going away. And now the UAE. Hmm. Yeah. They just bought a whole bunch of water property. And if you look at where they bought the property at, Israel is not far from there. They can get straight to Israel through that plot of water and land because it's right on the water in Egypt. And they can go up and go around and go right over to Israel if they need to. Mm-hmm. The United Arab Emirates. 35 billion deal with UAE. Oh, so God had me talking or studying about that treaty that wasn't gonna last long. And now all of the people is getting their stuff together and everybody is choosing sides. And it says that Israel was going to be attacked by all her enemies, like all the way around. It doesn't matter if people think that Israel is the chosen people. It's funny because they don't think so, but then everybody be going against Israel. Have you never been the special child? The favorite? When you the favorite, everybody hates you. So if they not the favorite, why do everybody hate them? If that ain't the Holy Land and God didn't choose it, why is everybody fighting over it? It's the smallest of all the Russia, China. It's this big. It ain't stopping no cargo, no nothing. All those countries are 1,000 times bigger than Israel. You hear me? Razor blade, what are you talking about? Are you just in here talking crazy again? Am I gonna have to block you again? Cause what is you talking about? You just oh, okay. So I have to say, because sometimes when you post stuff, I don't be knowing what you're talking about. I'm not trying to be mean. But sometimes I don't understand. You just be typing stuff sometimes and I don't be knowing what it's in reference to. Some of it don't be making no sense to me. It just be a whole bunch of stuff run together. I don't know. Yes, Queen, he already here. He been here since 2000. Okay. Who didn't know that the Jews found their Messiah wandering in the wilderness? Hey. Hey, Tom. Who didn't know that the Messiah found the Jews found their Messiah in 2022 in what, April? You can go look it up for yourself. The Jews already found their Messiah. They were celebrating at the wall. That's why these red heifers have been sacrificed, honey. They getting the temple ready so he can go over there and sit down and blaspheme God and say that he's God, honey. He was already, and was. He was calling demons out of ships and doing miracles already. So how they found a Messiah and Jesus ain't back yet? It said when Jesus come back, he coming back in a cloud. He already walked the streets of Jerusalem. He already walked this earth. He's not coming as a savior this time. He's coming as a judge. It never said that Jesus was going to touch back down and be walking through the streets of Jerusalem. It said when he come, him and God is coming on a cloud with the angels. So how y'all found the Messiah walking in the desert? And it said he coming back on the cloud. Did this dude, did he walk off a cloud into the desert? Did he? Ain't he gonna be at the right hand of God when he come back? So where God at? What Messiah y'all found and the Messiah ain't returned yet? Everyone gonna see him when he comes. So why we didn't know that the Antichrist was? If that's the Messiah, why the world didn't know? Why is people so confused about him even being here? Why is they rushing to get this temple together all of a sudden after 2 years? Why is they cleaning up all the vessels? Because the Antichrist is here. Who's gonna sit in that temple and claim that he's God in the flesh? And he only got a certain amount of time to do so. Mm. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. God is preparing his people. And just like the Jews didn't know who he was when he came the first time, they don't even know that's not him now. And they celebrating. Talking about they didn't found their Messiah. Hell. Right, Miss Holmes. Why they see? I don't know. I'm about to go and lay in my bed. I might go dye my hair. I'm just saying, y'all better get your stuff. If you have not started preparing for disaster, oh, that's what I was gonna ask y'all. Why do they keep doing these filters with these fallouts? how my city would look in a fallout. Y'all don't think they getting y'all ready? This filter, how your city would look in a fallout. Why would that even be a filter? Hold on, y'all. I gotta blow my nose, and I'm not walking on over here. I'm gonna go right here. Think about that. If social media gets your mind ready for the craziness, what is that saying? Uh-oh. Don't knock it over, CERCA. Too late. I'm gonna have to go out the other door. I'll be trying to be lazy and not go all the way around because the bathroom right here. Out of one door to come in another door. Because I don't be wanting to try to squeeze between that desk. When I was little, I could do it now. It's too much work. Excuse me, I had to blow my nose. They're showing powdered eggs on YouTube. I'm sure they are. They showing a lot of the stuff we already got. What else they showing that we already got? What else are they telling you now all of a sudden that you need to have emergency things? But when I was saying it, I was fear-mongering. I told y'all they was going to wait until right before everything happened or wait till it happened to tell you. Tax-free weekend for disaster. Are you serious? It's a tax-free weekend for disaster preparedness in Texas? Wonder what they know is coming. You hear me? Tax-free weekend in Texas for disaster preparedness stuff. Y'all better hurry up and go get y'all stuff. You went to the website, it was $80 for powdered eggs. Yes, y'all have that right now in Florida too, Sarah? Are you serious? That's because they know something's coming. Always right before the hurricane season. The 27th and the 28th. They know something else is coming. And it probably ain't no hurricanes. Yeah, they definitely planning something. Come on. Because I bet you they doing it in places where there ain't no hurricane stuff too. You said they have a breakout in Central Florida of leprosy. You said yes, not this early. They normally don't do it this early. So when is y'all sale normally, Sarah? When is it? Our hurricane season is June 1st through November 30th. Okay. And they normally start selling it, what, in May? I don't know. The president is in New York. You was wondering why? Listen. All I know is y'all better get y'all stuff. You said you live in Mississippi and they don't tell y'all nothing until it's almost time. Family, listen. I'm not really worried about the people that's not listening. I'm only talking to the people that's listening. All the folks that want to have their opinions, I don't give a Okay? Wanna know why? Because we got our stuff. We got our stuff and we ready. And we might not have everything, but we not out here bad. God forbid if something happens, because this nigga done bombed the NATO stuff and blew their stuff up. So we got to know he don't care, because he told us if we didn't quit running with NATO that he had something for us too. Not only that, the Iranian president said so as well. Do y'all remember? Who remembers? Y'all remember that? Everybody's saying they not scared of America and they got better weapons, so play if you want to. And now what did he do? He just tried to kill their president. You got straws and fire starters. Come on. Okay. Well, I'm just telling y'all, it don't matter if others believe. It don't matter if others believe. Get your stuff. Okay? Get your stuff. Get your stuff. Get your stuff. Get your freaking stuff. I got a headache. I'm about to go. You working on a dehydrator and a solar generator, definitely go to Goodwill, Pumpkin. They always got dehydrators at Goodwill. And like the secondhand stores, I got like 3 of them from there. And they work. People just want the newer one, but they still work. You can get a dehydrator for like $10. Don't sleep on Aldi's either, because they normally have them around this time. And if you wait just a little bit, they'll mark them down. They normally start them at about $39. I got 3 of them for $10. They was $9.99 a piece, because I waited till everybody, they could only, have them there for so long. So I went on and grabbed mine. So those ones of the clear ones I showed y'all, yep, I got them for $10 at Aldi's years ago, but still. Yeah. Yeah. It's a real thing, family. Yes. Y'all know what that mean? That mean it's time to go. My head is hurting. Bye, y'all. You said they certainly do. I grabbed my dehydrator. Yes. My head is hurting. Once my head stop hurting, I'll come back. These lights be playing games. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in a minute.